Hello, this is Mindfulness for Little Calm, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how to feel more still in your body. We've all heard the expression muscle memory, and we understand what that means. We understand that for athletes, they train and train and train so that their responses in any given situation are standard. Sportsmen do the same, soldiers, policemen, firemen do the same. They train so that things become automatic. The problem is in our everyday lives, it's possible to have negative muscle memory too, and negative stressful muscle memory. So for example, if you have a challenging relationship with your boss or a parent or a friend, and you pick up the phone and you realize it's them, your shoulders might automatically rise. Your stomach might do a backflip. You might take an intake of breath. You might start to scratch because we store that memory of our emotional interaction with that situation. And mindfulness is all about having a more full-bodied experience of oneself. And all of ourselves, all of our experiences are reflected in the body. Every thought we have, every incident in our life has an effect on the body. In the West, we make a big distinction between mental health and physical health. And that's not so in Eastern philosophy. In the acupuncture, we don't make a distinction between mental health and physical health. We see it very much as being part of the same thing. Everything is physical. So you will find there are times when you sit quietly to do a mindful practice that you feel more aware of a discomfort in your body. And whereas you have negative muscle memory, you can also have positive muscle memory. A kind thought is felt in the body just in the same way as a harsh one is. The body responds to whatever stimulus that we give it. So as we bring awareness into the body, as we settle and do a mindful practice, you'll feel a greater awareness of your body. And the idea is that as you feel that those contractions, those held patterns can relax, can just ease off a little. This is not about us thinking more about how our bodies feel, or relating to the image we have ourselves of the type of person we are, or the type of body we have, however accurate or delusional that might be. Body awareness is simply allowing yourself to be aware of how your body feels at that time. So you might be, when you settle to do practice, you might feel vaguely uncomfortable in your belly. And what we so often do in the West is when we have a physical sensation we're not comfortable with, or a mental experience we're not comfortable with, we distract ourselves. We try and put our attention somewhere else, anywhere away from the actual situation. What we're saying with mindfulness is, if you do a practice and you feel an uncomfortableness in your belly, then you don't do anything with it. You just notice that you have an uncomfortableness in your belly, and you let it be. You accept the feeling of discomfort. You let it sit there. As I say, this is counterintuitive, but it can be incredibly helpful and actually quite soothing, because it changes our relationship to that experience. From my own experience with back surgeries, I found that after back surgery, I've managed on very little medication by, when I'm doing my practices, really focusing on the area of pain. And when I focus on the area of pain, it is painful, but after a period of time, it becomes a manageable discomfort, a more comfortable discomfort, as it were. So most of the time we are busy ignoring ourselves. Mindfulness is about not ignoring ourselves. Mindfulness is about allowing ourselves to focus on ourselves and to really feel where we are and how we're doing. And this is not something you just do during quiet practice. You can do this at any point during the day. You can take a moment and go, oh, so how am I feeling? How am I doing? And just get a sense, that if you're feeling something, it's for a reason. Don't always push it away. Let yourself sit with it. And if you try it for a day, every couple of hours, touching base again. So how am I doing? So what am I feeling? And just notice. And it might be, I'm just feeling really tired. It might be, oh, I ate a bit. It might be, I really feel really thirsty, or actually anything to eat. But just notice. So within mindfulness practices, body scans are very common. And body scans are when we do a practice, when we focus very much on how the body feels. Now, when I do classes or courses and do this sort of stuff, I always start a mindful practice by starting with the feet and running through the body. That is in some ways that is slightly a body scan. And I do that because I find it's a really good way of getting people to start to settle before we get them settled on their breath. Whereas if we just start with a chime or bell and say, okay, follow your breath now, people often find it more challenging. But a full body scan is when you focus for longer and in more detail on a part of the body or on the whole body. So today I'll talk you through the legs, and you'll get the idea of how you do it. A full body scan, if you're doing the whole body, will probably take sort of 40 minutes. But it's really worth doing at some point. And if you are going to do it, this is one of the few times we say, feel free to do it lying down. Because when you're lying down, it might have to be more settled for a longer period of time. So I shall presume we take a moment to sit comfortably and make sure we're warm and settled. And then draw your attention to your feet and notice your feet. And then allow your eyes to close and really focus your attention on your feet. Notice any sensations your feet are feeling from the shoes around them or the socks or the surface they're touching. Just really notice how your feet are feeling. Then draw your attention up to your knees and focus on your knees and allow yourself to be aware of your knees and how they feel. And then draw your attention to your seat and notice how your seat feels as you sit. Then let your focus move to your low back and notice how your low back feels. And draw your attention up to your mid back and notice how your mid back feels. And then draw your attention to your upper back and notice how your upper back feels. And then draw your focus to your shoulders. Notice how your shoulders feel, the front of your shoulders, and the top of your shoulders, and the back of your shoulders. And really feel how your shoulders feel. And then allow your attention to move to your arms and focus on how your arms feel. And really allow yourself to be aware of your arms as they sit at the side of your body. Then focus on your hands. Allow yourself to be aware of your hands and how they feel. And just notice your hands. And then draw your attention up to your back, up to your head, and notice how your head feels. And then allow your attention to move to your breath. And focus on your breath and pick your breath up as you breathe in and as you breathe out. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. And really follow your breath as you breathe in and out. And then as you breathe in that, I like you to feel your breath extend down to your left foot. So as you breathe in and out, you move your awareness to your left foot. And you have a sense of your left foot as you breathe in and out. And on your left foot, I like you to focus on your big toe. Let's draw your attention to your big toe on your left foot. Don't move it, just put all your attention and focus on your left foot and your left foot big toe as you breathe in and out. And notice any sensations it's experiencing from the socks or covers or surfaces it's touching, from the sensation of perhaps touching the toe next to it, and just notice how your left big toe feels. And then allow your attention to move the next toe along, the one next to the big toe. And again, notice how that feels. Any warmth, any sensations, the contact with the other toes, and just notice how that toe feels. Draw your attention to the middle toe. And again, notice how that feels. Notice how it feels where it makes contact with the toes, or makes contact with the floor or the surfaces. And then move your attention to your next toe along, second from the outside. And notice how it feels. Notice how it feels in temperature and sensation, in contact with the other toes. Really notice how it feels. Then allow your attention to go to your littlest toe and notice how that feels. And then take a moment to be aware of how all 5 of your toes on your left foot feel at the same time. Any sensations they're feeling. And then I'd like you to draw your attention back to the ball of your foot. And notice how the ball of your foot feels. How it feels where it joins into the toes. How it feels where it joins the rest of the foot. How it feels in temperature and sensation. Just notice how it feels. And then draw your attention up to the arch of your foot and notice how the arch of your foot feels. How it feels from left to right and from front to back. How it feels where it joins the ball of your foot, the front and the heel at the back. Just notice how the arch of your foot feels. Then move your attention to your heel and notice how your heel feels. All parts of your heel, the front part that joins the arch, the back of the heel, the sides, the base of the heel which takes the load. Just notice how your heel feels. And allow your attention to move the top of the foot. Just allow yourself to be aware of the whole top of the foot and how that feels. Then allow your attention to move to your shin and notice how your shin feels. The full length of the shin from the bottom to the top, from the ankle up to the knee. Really notice how your shin feels. And then draw your attention to your calf. Really focus on your calf. Notice how it feels where it joins the ankle and the heel. Notice how it feels where it joins the knee. Notice how it feels left to right. Really allow yourself to take a moment to feel how your calf feels. And then allow your attention to move to your knee and notice how your knee feels as it joins the thigh and it joins the shin and it joins the calf. Just notice how your knee feels. And then allow your awareness to extend to all of those parts of the leg we've covered, to the foot, the toes, the arch, the ball, the heel, the shin, the calf, the knee. Just allow yourself to be fully aware of that part of your body. And then draw your attention to your right big toe. And allow yourself to feel how your right big toe feels. Any sensations it feels of warmth, contact, just notice how your right big toe feels. Then allow your attention to move to the toe next to it. And notice how your next toe feels. How it feels where it joins the foot, how it feels if it's touching surfaces like the other toes, in temperature. Just notice how it feels. Then allow your attention to move to your middle toe. Then allow your attention to move to the second toe from the outside on the right foot. And just take a moment to be aware of how that feels. And then draw your attention to your littlest toe on the right foot. Notice how that feels. Notice any sensations in the littlest toe. Then take a moment to be aware of all the toes on your right foot and notice how they feel. And then draw your attention to the ball of your right foot. Notice how that feels, how it feels where it joins the arch of the foot, how it feels where it joins the toes, how it feels left to right. Really notice how the ball of your right foot feels. Then draw your attention to the arch of your foot and notice how your arch of your foot feels, from left to right and front to back. Just notice how the arch of your foot feels. And then allow yourself to be completely aware of your right leg, that part we've covered, from your knee, your shin, your calf, your heel, the ball of your foot, the arch of your foot, the toes. Really be aware of the right foot below the knee. And then allow yourself, as we come to the end of this practice, to be aware of both legs below the knee. Be really aware of the sensations in both of those legs. And then as we come towards the end of the practice, you can open your eyes when you're ready. So mindfulness is very much about being present, and doing a body scan makes you more present. It really helps to settle you into your body. So it's a good thing to do, and it's really good, having done a little one, to spend some time at some point in the next few days doing the rest of your body at whatever pace you like. You can do bits at a time on different days, you can do body one go, but it's really worth doing to touch and base. Considering this is the only vehicle we have to drive around, don't give it an awful lot of attention. So enjoy, and I hope you have a good day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.